Hi, everybody. I want to talk about gratitude, but not just the gratitude in the things that we have, which definitely we should be grateful for the things that we've been given. I want to talk about gratitude from the perspective of gratitude for the things that we give. At my last job, I worked at a building that we called The Castle, 3 floors and the basement, lots of support and customer service organizations. We had finance and human resource and property goods and shipments, lots of different doors, nooks, crannies, hallways. I would often find people just meandering the hallways wondering, where is that office? And I approach them and say, where are you going? And I'd walk them to the particular place they needed to find. One particular day, in the basement, I met this elderly lady who had just had a knee surgery. She was on crutches and struggling to get up the stairs. I asked her, which office are you trying to look for today? And she said, I'm trying to find the local legal office. And I thought, the legal office is on the opposite end of this big building. With crutches, it'd be really difficult for her to get there. So as we entered the elevator, I said, I'm going to show you where it's at, but what is it that you're trying to do? Well, I don't have an appointment, and I wanted to get a hold of them about a particular living will that I wanted to do. I knew the phone number to the legal office, and as we went to the first floor, there was a couch sitting by the elevator. I asked her, have a seat. I'm going to call them and see if I can get that paperwork for you, because I know walking on crutches, pretty hard. I called the legal office. The gentleman answered the phone. He said, yeah, come on over. I'll give you the worksheets. I'll have it waiting for you when you get here. About 5 minutes later, I come back to the lady with the paperwork. And I said, here's the paperwork. Here's the information that for the person you want to talk to once this is all filled out so you can set up an appointment. As a matter of fact, next time you come, you may want to park on the opposite end of the building so you don't have to walk very far. You'll be very close to that office. And she thanked me, and I offered her to walk her to her car. Would it be all right if I walked you there? And she said yes. And as we're walking back, she was telling me a little bit about her life. She shared with me that she was a widow. Over 10 years ago, her husband had passed away. He was a Vietnam veteran. He was a very kind and gentle man. Her children had moved to opposite ends of the country, so she lived alone with 2 cats. She said that she was rather lonely living there, that she had some neighbors and they were quite friendly, but they would check in on her once in a while. But she didn't get much of a chance to really talk to people. And so she thanked me for allowing me to help her take care of one of her needs. I looked at her and I thought, wow, she lives alone. I asked her, do you like hugs? Just out of the blue. And she said, oh yes. And she and I embraced this big long hug. And she looked at me and said, it's been a very long time since someone has hugged me. And I walked her to her car and I waved goodbye to her. Gratitude for what you give. You never know whose life you're going to impact today. Sometimes you might consider, when you're looking at your life and thinking about the things that you have or the things that you don't have, yes, be grateful for what you do have. I want you to consider, be grateful for what you give.